How you look is what they're looking for.
Okay, you said making yourself stand out. Do you want to stand out?
I would think so.
Or do you want to
Stand out from, I guess, who you're competing with.
blend in is not the right word, but stand out can be a good thing or a bad thing, isn't that right? It's very important when you're going to a networking event of some type or another that you think seriously about how you're going to dress. You have to dress appropriate for what you're going to do. For instance, if it's a sporting event that you're going to be at, you're obviously not going to be dressed like I am. If you're going to a gathering of IT professionals, you're probably going to be wearing a pair of jeans and a collared shirt and maybe a sport coat. It's very important that you think about that. The general rule of thumb, and if I say anything contrary to what your previous presenter said, I will defer to her, but my philosophy is you should always dress just a little bit better than the folks you're targeting. Just like with a job interview. If you're going into a job interview for a job where you would normally wear pants for the men, pants, a sport coat, and a shirt, you would probably dress in a suit for that interview. If you're going into an interview where you normally wear jeans and a t-shirt, you would probably wear chinos and a collared shirt. So base your dress on the group you're going to be dealing with. Okay, so you've got your dress figured out. You head to the party. What do you do when you walk in the door?
Find someone you know.
Find someone you know? Okay, why?
So they can introduce you to other people that they
Okay.
know.
What happens if you don't know anybody there?
Yeah, Drake.
Smile really, really big.
You don't get the gratification that you need to be at the party. You don't feel like you are supposed to be there. You want everybody to know or think that you're supposed to be there because you have that connection to somebody who's already there.
Are you telling me you have never walked into a party that you weren't invited to? In your college career, you have never walked into a party you weren't invited to and just made yourself at home?
Never walked into a party that I wasn't invited to that I didn't know anybody at.
That's different from my college experience. I was well known. I would walk down the hall and if the door was open and people were drinking. It's a good point. Yeah, go ahead.
What I normally do when I enter a room where I don't know anybody, is scan the room real quickly and kind of ascertain who's there, and then also look for an exit strategy of how to get out of the room if I need to.
Very good. And what you're looking for in
Because you're
the
quick,
event
like a
that
ninja.
someone is a room where you really don't know anybody, you're looking for a general feel of what's going on in the room. Are there people standing by themselves? Where are the groups forming? Obviously around the bar and around the food table, but are there groups that are forming, and what's the mood of the room? Because it's a lot easier to bring yourself into a conversation with an individual. If you've got the wallflower standing against the wall, just kind of eating his food and what have you, it's very easy to walk up and strike up a conversation with that person. It's more difficult to get into a conversation with a group that's already holding a conversation. Okay, so you're in the party, you've scoped it out, you've either met someone you know or got a feel for what's going on. How do you decide who you're going to go approach?
I listen, walk around for a little while and listen to conversation.
Okay, what are you listening for?
Listen for either a topic I know something about or something I can relate to.
Okay, very good. Who else? Appearance. Okay, so you're looking for the hump that, okay, that's fine. That's a valid technique for a party. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was kind of going to say, he said like maybe a conversation, you know, but also like if you see people, not like that you necessarily maybe recognize, but like maybe people that kind of seem that you would fit in with, like not so much to stereotype a group of people, but to be like, okay, I think I might fit in with these people and trying to start a conversation with them, and if it works out, it works out. Like, and just kind of guess and test from there.
Absolutely. You might walk into a room where 90% of the folks are wearing suits, you're in an open collar shirt and a pair of chinos. You're going to find the other folks with the open collar shirt and a pair of chinos to kind of break the ice and get talking to first before you go up to that CEO who's going to look at you and wonder what you're doing at his function. So yeah, that's absolutely a valid technique. So you've found the person who looks the way you want that person to look, or you've heard the conversation that is interesting to you. How do you make that connection? Here's where the rubber's going to start hitting the road. How are you going to make that connection with that group or that individual person? No, alcohol doesn't count. Because for most of your college career, you're under 21, and we all know that when you're under 21, we don't drink. I had to say that, I'm sorry.
Say something that makes everybody laugh.
Okay, humor is a technique.
Give me a compliment.
Compliments such as,
So I like this what you got on there.
well, thank you. It's an interesting shirt you're wearing.
He's never going to wear that shirt
You
again.
knew this was going to happen, right?
Find secret in the
Yeah, you did. Okay, use humor, a compliment. What else? There's a group talking. How might you interject yourself into a group subtly and discreetly?
Ask a question.
Ask a question. Someone makes a statement. Ask them why, how, where. Express interest in what they're talking about.